All right, so let's talk about protein. There is this whole thing that if you eat a diet high in protein, you are going to damage your kidneys. There are some claims that you can also potentially damage your liver, and there are few claims that you can get things like cancer and things like that. So in this video, I'm like 30 seconds into this video. I'm not even going to keep any suspense so that you keep watching this video. I'm going to tell you right off the bat that this is complete bullshit. There is absolutely no scientific backing to behind any of these claims that people are making. High protein diets do not damage your kidneys. There is absolutely no evidence for that whatsoever. They do not damage at all your liver, and they also do not damage your they also do not give you cancer or anything like that. Now, I really hate this myth in particular because protein is something that is a very, very important macronutrient. Protein is something without which you are going to have a very, very hard time losing weight, keeping it off. And protein is like one of those nutrients that you should be having highest priority to consume enough of, because if you consume enough protein, you are going to have a lot of lean muscle mass, you are going to live a very healthy and long life, you are not going to gain weight, and it is going to be very, very easy for you to lose weight on a relatively high protein diet. Now that's like a sort of intro, so let's get really deep into the all of these myths. So first myth, does do protein damage your kidneys? Now, I believe this myth started mostly from the doctors who specialize in kidney disease and things like that. Doctors generally recommend people with pre-existing kidney disease to not consume enough protein, because protein, if we look at its molecular structure, has nitrogen in it. So if anyone consumes protein, doesn't matter if he has kidney disease or not, when any person consumes protein, your body has to flush out that nitrogen, filter out that nitrogen, because nitrogen is something that is harmful for the body if you let it accumulate in your bloodstream and in your body. The body has to get rid of that nitrogen in urea, and this job is done by your kidneys. Now, if you have pre-existing kidney disease, your kidneys are not going to be able to flush out that nitrogen and filter out that nitrogen properly in the urea. So it is going to basically build up in your bloodstream, and that buildup of nitrogen is going to cause harm to your body. It has nothing to do with kidney disease. It has nothing to do with damaging your kidneys. I believe, I'm not very sure about this, but in the scientific literature, even this thing is debatable. There is no proof for even this, that even if you have pre-existing kidney disease, you should consume low protein diets and things like that. This is still a debatable thing. So if you have a pre-existing kidney disease, you should listen to your doctor. If your doctor tells you to not eat enough protein, not eat a high protein diet. But if you are a healthy individual, you have absolutely at all have no reason to worry about not eating enough protein, because like I told you, eating enough protein is one of the most fundamental things that you have to do if you are trying to lose weight, or if you are trying to build muscle, or even if you are trying to just be healthy and live a long life. There are other things now that people say, that when they are eating a relatively high protein diet, their serum creatinine and their blood urea nitrogen is elevated. Now, if you eat a high protein diet, your blood urea nitrogen level and your creatinine is going to be slightly elevated, but that does not mean that it is going to be harmful for the body. Just eating protein in on itself is going to increase those two biomarkers, but that has absolutely no harm to your body unless you have a severe pre-existing kidney disease. Now, if you already have kidney disease, that might be a marker of increased blood urea nitrogen and creatinine. But just because you have increased blood urea nitrogen and creatinine, serum creatinine, does not mean that your kidneys are damaged or you have any sort of kidney disease. I'll tell you something. Whenever you hear claims like this, that protein might damage your kidneys or protein might damage your liver, just evaluate these claims in an evolutionary perspective. So what I mean by that is, when someone comes to you and says to you that a high protein diet is going to damage your kidneys, you need to put that claim into an evolutionary perspective. So we, when evolved as human beings, when we evolved as hunter gatherers for like 25 lakh years, that is like 2.5 million years, we ate primarily, or primary food, it does not matter on what part of the earth you lived on, primary source of calories was huge animals. We used to basically kill these huge animals like mammoths and elephants and like reindeers and things like that, and hunter gatherers used to eat it. So for 2.5 million years, humans ate like near about 200 to 300 grams of protein every single day. Our majority of our diet was like big hunks of meat, and we used to supplement it with plants and fruits and nuts and seeds and things like that. Always, in the whole period of human evolution, we have been eating a shit ton of protein. Do you really think that if a person, if a species ate high protein diet for 2.5 million years, it is going to suddenly have problems with like 80 grams of protein per day? It does not work like that. So put everything in a context of evolutionary framework, and evaluate if that thing really makes any sense or not. All in all, in the end, I will say that get the opinion of your doctor only and only if you have kidney disease. If you are worried about your kidneys and your liver or anything of that sort, then do like other tests with kidneys. I don't know much about it, but there are like 24-hour tests for kidney function tests and things like that, liver function tests, kidney function tests. You can do that, and those things are a much greater, much sensitive markers of whether how healthy your kidneys really are. So bottom line is, protein is not at all going to damage your kidneys. There is absolutely no proof of it in the scientific literature, in the scientific all the data that we have on protein and things like that. And I will highly recommend you and urge you to eat enough protein if you're trying to lose weight, because that is one of the most fundamental things that you need to dial down. Protein is good for weight loss, protein is good for weight maintenance, and protein is good for everybody if you want to live a long and healthy life. So that is it for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe if you like this kind of content on weight loss, health, longevity and things like that. I'll be making way more technical videos from now on. So if you're interested in this kind of thing, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.